Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Khabri. Okay, agenda for today. Of course, we've got the first test of Perth like all set. We're heading into that one big BGT series. So many things happening, right? And there's a weird excitement. There's a good buzz. It feels like it's almost here. So many previews, so many interviews. Just it's going to be a lot of fun. You just know it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we start discussing the cricket, there's some lot of fiery things happening, bro. Just all these interviews, a lot of people saying a lot of things. And amidst the chaos, Sanjay Manjrekar has come up with one of his classics about Gautam Gambhir. Just wanted to get your guys' views on it before we move on. This is what he said. Just watched Gambhir in the press conference. Maybe wise for BCCI to keep him away from such duties. Let him work behind the scenes. He does not have the right demeanor, not the words, when interacting with them. Rohit and Agarkar, much better guys to front up for the media. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Sanjay Manjrekar coming out and saying Gautam Gambhir, the Indian coach, should not go in front of the media. What is the message that he's sending, bro?
I mean, it's ironic that he's saying Rohit Sharma also has the right demeanor. Like when his team lost the home series for the first time in forever, got whitewashed, and then he's coming and saying it's okay, it's accepted, hota hai, chalta hai. I mean, if that is
I
fine,
swear.
if that is fine, I don't know what Gautam Gambhir said that is so aggravating. Like it's so much fun. Like Gautam Gambhir is saying stuff, Ricky Ponting is saying stuff back. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
so.
He's
Like it's
referring to Ponting, the Ponting comments here.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
Bro, but the point is the way Ponting responded, it kind of made Gambhir look like a
No, I
not
think
in the best light.
it's a stupid thing for Gambhir to say. It's
Exactly,
like
that's the point.
it's a really
And
stupid thing for him to say, but just let him say it, bro. Like who cares? Like it's really stupid
but
for
the
him to say.
point is, you're looking stupid, bro. I felt kind of like, okay, now we're looking a bit dumb in this perspective. Because as a coach, I feel like you can also say the right things in the right way. It's not about you want to be fiery, you can be fiery. But the problem with Gambhir is the way he speaks. It's very very direct, which is fine, but it's also very. I think he has a forgetful nature, and he takes everything personally and out of
He does, he
context.
does, he does. No, but
And I
the
think
thing, no, but have you
that's
not
why it can
noticed?
look,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Sorry. Have you
yeah.
not
The
noticed that Gambhir in the past, like it's not the first time he said he's looked stupid when he's saying something. He's always fiery and he says a lot of random stuff. That's the thing that didn't surprise me. It's not like this is. I'm not surprised he said something so stupid. Like, are you guys?
the thing
Because
is,
he said a
if
lot of things like this.
see for example, like again, if I take you to football, if you're supporting another team and you're looking at a press conference of a manager of your rival club and they're telling things that are out of context, stupid, or like they're losing it, as a rival fan, you would take and make fun of it, right? I think it's the same perspective here. I think as an Indian fan, it's different compared to a fan of Australia and other teams because from the outside perspective, they're looking at us and it is kind of memeable, kind of clownery kind of thing. When you're looking from inside, it's also like, what do you even do? Like, if a coach is talking like this, because from what Ricky Ponting said to what he took it and gave back the response, I don't know what the correlation was there. And
Yes. Yeah.
that's my point. And it is like it is like it's not like fighting fire with fire. It's like a guy is just minding his own business and this guy just gets angry and goes at it. The point is when it actually happens, I don't think people will take your words that seriously because you're if that's your character always, after some time they're just gonna be like that's him, right? I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's at least like even if, for example, if David was in this position, I don't think he would lose it like this. He would he knows when to be fiery and when to be respectful. I think that matters because when you're actually fiery, then people can take you seriously at that point of time. The thing is, if Gautam Gambhir always is going to be in the same tone, in the same any response is going to be very fiery, very like even out of context, it's going to be very harsh. I think after some time, it's going to be people
Mm.
become used to it. And then when he actually means something, I don't think people are going to take it seriously at a point of time. So I think that's where I think that's where he's coming from a balanced perspective of when you have to give it back, but it's not
No, no,
like
I completely agree, bro. Like there have been so many people in from India who have been fighting Virat Kohli, Ravi Shastri to an extent. They've all said things, but you don't randomly say things. So this has been heavily discussed. I think the last few weeks more than India's batting or Australia's batting. These comments from Gambhir have been discussed literally everywhere. I
And
was
I feel
watching
like, and I feel like when Ponting responded back to the Gambhir comments, it looked even more worse. That's the sad part. Like the point is, when Ponting responds to Gambhir, then people are going to look at like, what is Gambhir even talking about? And that's where I feel like that's why when you start, speaking out of context and just getting angry, I think in this era of social media, in this era of the media itself, the way your media can take your words, even twist it, turn it, etc., it's going to be a very hot topic. And to be fair, you look at any top leader, at least what I've seen, any top coach in the world, like from different sports, they know how to speak in the media. There's a difference when Gambhir was the coach. I mean, not even coach of KKR. Like when he was a pundit and he was talking random things as a commentator, as an analyst on TV. That's fine. You're there to give those quotes maybe a form of entertainment. You see that even in football, but when you're a coach of the top team in the world, like the biggest team, national team in the world, I think you need to bring in some perspective. You need to bring in
yeah.
it's not just media training. You need to know when to talk and when not to talk. I think it matters more because you're under the spotlight every single second. Any word you take out of context, you're going to get fired back.
No, 100%. I think just a little more common sense, but it was discussed. So I was watching the podcast with Gilchrist, Club Prayer Fire or something it's called, uh, with Michael Vaughan and Adam Gilchrist and all these guys, and they were discussing this. And Michael Vaughan almost said, no, Michael Vaughan is never, he's always, again, like he always says stuff against India. I'm not surprised. But yeah, he did make sense. Of course, he said, dude, like, then what a pundit supposed to do? If you can't have an opinion about another team, like, just what everyone should just talk about their own team, it makes no sense.
Bro,
Um,
besides Ponting being one of the commentators, one of the broadcasting members there, he is a very well distinguished, famed cricketer. Also, if I'm not wrong, BCCI did approach him for the coaching job, which eventually went to Gambhir, like which Ponting turned down. If BCCI didn't think Ponting had enough caliber, enough knowledge about Indian cricket, about cricket in general, they wouldn't have approached him in the first place. So I don't know on what basis Gambhir is even asking what does Ponting know about Indian cricket. I mean, if not as much as you, he probably knows better because he was BCCI's first choice. Like, come on, dude, you can't just be throwing shots by saying random things. You have to at least
yeah.
say things that make sense.
But yeah, this has been quite funny. I was also watching Saurav Ganguly and his sort of preview that he was doing, and he said, "Dude, like this is the way he is. Just let him be, I guess." And to an extent, I agree with him in the sense that I feel like there's no changing Gambhir. I agree with Adi also in the sense that you need that balance, but I just don't think there's any changing him. So just let him, bro. Like I don't know. But let's get to the cricket then. There's been a lot of things said and done before this BGT for India. A lot of reports suggesting that it'll be KL Rahul to open the batting and Devdutt Padikkal to play at number 3. What do you guys think? Devdutt Padikkal, he was asked to stay back. We know he has stayed back. Apparently came out to bat in the nets as well at number 3. And there are suggestions that they are going to replicate the same batting order as that was replicated in the nets. So what do you guys think? Devdutt Padikkal at 3, are you guys happy with that? I don't
Bro,
have a problem.
one thing for me is they knew they wouldn't have Rohit Sharma for the first test. Going into the India A versus Australia A, Devdutt Padikkal played both the tests. He played all 4 innings.
Yeah, yeah,
But he didn't play at number 3 at that point of time. He played at number 4, right?
yeah.
My point is, if you get in Devdutt Padikkal into the team, he going to be a number 3 for the long term? If he is, why didn't they play him number 3 even in the first 2 tests when they had the practice test? I think that's the big thing for me. I think it's again going to be putting him in the deep end because, for example, you have going into the India versus Australia both the test games. You played Sai Sudarshan there, and he had pretty decent performances. Again, I don't get the point of switching him now. Taking instead of getting in Sai Sudarshan, I think who has also done a good job in the two tests he's played. I mean, almost similar job to Dev Dutt. You didn't take him. You realize, okay, Gill is not going to play. We need a number three option. Instead of getting the guy who actually played number three in the two series, you're getting another guy who's played number four. I think that's my only issue with it because again, I don't think it's a big thing, but it's also a matter of, for example, if India, the coaching staff need to be proactive. If they think, okay, next time we don't have Gill, who is going to be a number three? It's going to be if it's going to be the fact of getting in Devdutt, why don't they play him number three in the two series also? Like I think that's just like my thing. Like
No, that does make sense. I think if he was the preferred number three, it does seem odd that he didn't play at number three for India. But it could also be a thing where, okay, that was his preferred position, but they just see him as a better player between the two. And because Gill got injured, they slot him in at three. I don't know. It could be that. But yeah, this is what they're saying. The order they're saying uh, of players to come out in the nets was KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal at the top. Devdutt Padikkal at three, Virat Kohli at four, Sarfraz Khan, Dhruv Jurel, Rishabh Pant, and Ravindra Jadeja. Now that's a very batting heavy sort of top eight, Rishi. Like, would you go with something like that? Like, would you be happy with that? That means you're playing only three fast bowlers.
You're
I think
playing three
Ashwin's
fast
playing right.
bowlers and Ashwin.
I don't
No,
think
no, no.
Jadeja.
This is a
It was
top eight.
the
Like,
talks
that's
are
what
only
the
Ashwin
report
or
said.
Jadeja.
Yeah.
They're going with only one spinner going into this game.
This was Tanay Tiwari like saying that this was the eight that came out, and
But bro,
yeah, I
in
think
Perth, you need another pacer, right? Like I think it's going to be Nitish Reddy. That's
it's
what they're
going to
saying.
Nitish
be
Reddy is
Martin.
also
And they are reports.
touted.
Some reports are saying, bro. The funny thing is, he said this is the top eight, but he also said another like clip that Nitish Reddy is being looked at because Morning Morkel said that it'll be interesting to see how Bumrah uses him, almost to sort of suggest that he is going to play. So if that is the case, then
There was
going
also a talk that Nitish Reddy was bowling a lot. Like instead of like focusing on batting, he was apparently out bowling a lot. So, and see that this is all from a lot of speculation because apparently India requested that none of the Australian the ground staff be watching their practice. They put up huge screens while practicing. It's all behind closed doors training. Like so at the end of the day, I doubt anyone has like proper accurate information. So it's all coming down to speculation. And bro, I don't know how reliable our batting is, to be fair, because for the first time we're not having outright stalwarts going into the series. We have a lot of pressure on Virat to stand up and perform. We're not even having Gill. Pujara is out. Pujara is there as a commentator, so if needed, ask him to pad up and come.
bro, it's funny. Harbhajan Singh, I think, said that he's messaged Pujara saying, "Bro, just take your kit and come.
Take your kid.
Like, take your
Get
kit
your
and
Exactly.
kids up.
take your kit and go. Just in case, you never know, bro. I mean, you have Devdutt Padikkal batting at three. If he flops, you have a solid number three in the shed.
Bro, like again, yeah. So going into the series, we took Ishwaran as our backup opener, and now that the situation has come up, Ishwaran's not in the contention. Although he did have quite an average or an underwhelming, you can say, kind of underwhelming India Australia games. But again, like what I like Adi said, I don't see what the management is trying to do because they're trying to dip their legs in all different ponds. They're not sticking to one plan, and it is a little bit confusing. But again, you can't even really blame them because nobody anticipated this Gill injury, and we have to make do. But it's going to be quite exciting from the sense that Australia are also having their issues. We are also having our issues. They are like this is a kind of a transitioning team. We have a lot of fresh faces going in. There are reports saying even Harshit Rana is going to make his debut. Nitish Kumar Reddy is going to make his debut. Padikkal is going to make his debut. Sarfaraz Khan, if he bats, is going to be his first time playing for India abroad. Like, a lot of new openings, new chapters for us. At the same time, you see Australians, for them, it's a lot more about regaining their pride. They've not won in Australia against India, I think, 2 series.
10 years.
And yeah, that's again 10
4.
years. Some of these players have not even experienced a series win against Australia. And yeah, for them, most of the players, they are getting to the latter stages of their career. It's about legacy for them. They want to cement, like, I feel they've achieved almost everything there is to be achieved. Like T20 World Cup done, World Cup, Cricket World Cup done. I think World Test Championship Mace is done. I think this is probably going to be their last crowning moment. Like, if they can secure this, I think this pretty much cements them as this team as an all-time test great team. I think that is what they'll be after. So I think, see, because I don't see a lot of these players sticking around for another tour of like India tour of Australia. Like, I think Nathan Lyon is going to be old, Usman Khwaja is going to be old, like David Warner has already left the
Usman
group.
Khwaja is set to retire apparently after the summer. So
Yeah, exactly. So you see, for a lot of players, I think the pace bowling cartel is also getting old. They're
yeah,
slowly bringing
start
in new
34.
paces. So this is, like Smith is not getting any young. By the time India goes again, Smith is going to be what? He's going to be 38, 39, 40.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, this is for both the teams, for both the sides. I think we both are trying to navigate new things, cement legacies. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Bro, this thing again, man, it's so it's always fun to like listen to predictions. I've seen at least most of the Indian pundits have gone for India. Asha Bogle, Ravi Shastri. Same way, I've seen a lot of Australian pundits go for Australia. I've heard Adam Gilchrist favor Australia, Matthew Hayden as well. It's always interesting to listen to the neutrals. And there's one neutral who's always anti-India, Michael Vaughan. Three
Michael
ones.
Vaughan, yeah.
Not
Didn't
not
he
at
say
all
yeah,
surprised.
3-1 again this time?
It's a 3-1. So yeah, what do you guys think? You think what is the Vaughan agenda, bro? Like I'm always trying to figure it out. What is the issue that Vaughan has with? I have a strong feeling it's somewhere to do with the fact that under his captaincy they lost to India and England, and that was the last time it happened. I don't know what it is. Why? Where does this come from, bro? For this guy, like, what's the issue?
And I think overall, since his captaincy, since his cricketing, this one, I think we have achieved a lot more in cricket than England has.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think a little bit of that elitism comes like from, and he is one of those players, I think, who gives those vibes. You see other players, you see other captains, Nasser Hussain, they're all very Alistair
yeah.
Cook, Andrew Strauss, they're all much nicer guys. But then every now and then you will have one or two of these guys, they'll. I think it has something to do with that. Like, we've been far more successful from whether be it Test side, whether be it World Cup. I think even their World Cup had a big asterisk mark. We've
Big
been a
one.
better T20 side. Our IPL has picked up. We're like, commercially, cricket, the sport wise, I think we've just exponentially outgrown England as such. I think problem for a lot of these Englishmen will be that before this India becoming a huge thing, it was Australia and England, and then there was, I think that was the hierarchy. I think we managed to not just topple them, and I think England also fell off a lot. Like, our rise and England's, like, downfall happened pretty much at the same time. So I think that also probably has a lot to do with it.
Rishi, we won the same number of trophies if you have to compare.
We won the Cricket World Cup. We won the T20 World Cup.
Yeah,
England
It's the
really.
same.
yeah,
It's the
but it's still
same.
like we won the Champions
Both of
Trophy.
us have won World Cup
Champions
since
Trophy.
Yeah,
both of us
but we
them
also
has
won the
Like,
Champions
we've
Trophy. We
had
won
before this
two
World Test
T20 World
Championship,
Cups.
we've dominated the
two
test.
championships.
No, two T20 World Cups.
Even they won two
Yeah,
T20
yeah.
World
Actually,
Cups.
they won two T20, but they haven't won the
That's
Champions
all I'm
Trophy.
trying to say. I
But
don't
their
think
test side has been mediocre for the
Yeah, I
longest
mean,
time.
bro, like you said, their World Cup win has a big asterisk mark next to it, like a massive one. So, yeah.
I
And
mean,
bro,
that's
honestly,
fair, buddy.
I don't think England cricket and Indian cricket, especially red ball of late, is not even comparable. Like, I don't even think we're on the same page, same level.
But like, again, like, I was listening to these Australian legends, like even other podcasters, like people are saying, like, they don't, like, even I feel the same, that whenever teams like, I think even Australia right now, for them Ashes is a big thing, but this England team, or for a while, England haven't really competed. Like their test side, they don't have that much to offer. It's like when India goes there or when Australia comes here, we give them a much bigger run for their
100%,
money.
bro.
We
100%.
give them the toughest test probably.
I
And
Bro, it is the
yeah,
biggest series right now. I think India Australia is the biggest red ball series, bilateral series there is in world cricket today. And a lot of people saying that, dude, it's over. I think the era of the Ashes being the greatest test series has moved on. Like you said, it's because of Australia's dominance, like not dominance, but like they clearly seem to have the upper hand when even when they go to England, right? Last time they drew the Ashes. So it's
yeah,
not
they do.
when they went to England. So it's and they won at home. So there's a clear, I think, upper hand that they've already had in that equation. And India also had the upper hand over England. Um, at home, we absolutely batter them every single time they come. And then when we go there, we get very close. And last time we did get very close. So last couple of times I thought we played pretty well in England. But yeah, moving on, just quickly, Virat Kohli's legacy, guys. It, most certainly the last time Virat Kohli's got Australia for Red Ball series, right? Would you guys be surprised if it turns up again at 39 in Australia? Or this going to be 39, 40? Probably 39, 40.
Bro, I don't think he'll play Test cricket for that long. I don't think he loves the game that much, like some Jimmy Anderson to sit and play forever.
Yeah, could be, bro. I mean, exactly. Yeah, if this is the last time, hope you think he's going to have a successful series. Rishi? Memorable knocks, you think?
I mean, more than having, I think he really, like if we are to get a result, I think Virat needs to step up. Like him with the others leaving with again Rohit Sharma. I don't really, to be fair, he's also performed like Rohit Sharma, but there is just something. There's a little bit of more hope. There's a little bit of optimism. I think, at least for me, like when Virat comes to the crease, I feel he has a little bit more to offer. He has a little bit. Maybe it's the expectation that he set, and like when I just watched like throughout this New Zealand series, also when I was just watching Rohit bat, like I had no expectations. Like he gets out, he comes down the track, he gets bowled, he gets caught behind. Like Tim Southee gets him left, right, center. I don't batter an eye. Like I'm not surprised at all. But then Virat plays like in Bangalore, he nearly saw the day, and then he got out in the last ball. I think
Yeah,
that kind of, again, I'm like disappointed. So I feel he's given all of us that hope. I think, and more than hope, I think he has to step up. If we are to pull a result, he has to step up this time because we're having a relatively young side. Like he is pretty much the anchor. He has a lot of roles to play because we don't have the traditional Chiteshwar Pujara or Rahane, like who is going to stay, like hang in there, dig in, like put their heels down and play out for the rest of the day. Like I think Virat has to bring that old self, like that. Like that's the thing. Like nobody's like before. People were managing to bring out the fight. Like people were triggering him. Like right now, I don't see anyone pulling any beef with Virat. Like I don't see anyone going near to triggering him. Like they're all
yeah.
like, you know what, just let him be. Like we don't want to mess with him. Like you mess with him, what if by mistake we bring out the beast in him? I think, bro, I just think just randomly go and just start a fight with someone. Just for the sake of it, just start a fight with someone, get into that mindset and just bring it out, bro. We need it. We actually need it.
But the thing is, I don't even think Virat needs to do it because I've got Gambhir doing it. Gambhir's going to do something, bro. He's going to pull some stunt. You just know it. Like he'll. Yeah, I just feel like Virat even doesn't even need to do anything.
Bro, like
Ah,
the sad part is that this Australia side doesn't even look that daunting. Like
yeah,
I think the last player who someone would fight with was David Warner. Like who else is gonna fight? Like Josh Hazelwood, I
yeah,
don't see him like talking like stuff. Like
yeah,
you see the youngsters like McSweeney is not gonna come and talk.
yeah.
Usman
No
Khwaja has always
filter.
been a nice guy. Labuschagne and Smith are doing their own thing while batting. They're not gonna chirp. Like who is like Alex Carey's in his own zone. He doesn't even open his mouth. Like we don't even have Matthew Wade saying nice one, Gary. Like who is going to taunt? Like this is such uncharacteristic of Australia also. Like this nobody to like start a fight with.
That is true. That is true. I mean, it does seem like probably it might not be that spicy on the pitch, but it's definitely going to be spicy off the because with the number of people who are having their say is incredible. I don't know when like it had been it had become this heated before the start of a series. I don't remember 2021 being like there was so much media hype for it that it was like everybody saying something or the other. Everyone's like chipping in opinions, this, that. It does seem like it's a proper India Australia series coming up. So yeah, predictions from you guys. Adi, what are you expecting from India heading into this first test? Do you think this youngish squad can deliver?
Mm, see, bro, that's the thing. I feel like I've not seen enough of Dave that play in test to even sit and say what he can do. But the thing is, like, I think India is in a similar situation to the last time he went there. You know, in terms of your captain not being there, having randomly a lot of youngsters in your squad because of injuries. In terms of your, opening, your middle pair, everything is new for them. In terms of even bowling lineup, you don't have Shami. I think it's a bit similar to previous times. I don't know if it's the same though in terms of that same vibe, the same back against the wall. Because I still think coming into the series, India should be the favorites. Winning the last two series, winning the last four series overall, I think India should be able to win this anyways. I still think going into a place, into a, you know, an Australian pitches where it unfortunately looks like Indian batters suit more there. And I still personally don't really rate this Australian team that good to be like, yeah, these guys are, uh, you know, in red hot form. They're coming into the series with full confidence. I think the problem is we losing the for us losing India losing the three tests in news against New Zealand and India has shattered the confidence of like fans of like even media's perspective is like okay now they're in a rough patch etc. I feel like it is a bit overestimated in the sense of okay now Australia. I think they're forgetting that Australia has also lost against Pakistan, especially in white ball. It's not even red ball, and I think it's the same players. Who, most of them will be playing. In terms of Labuschagne, Smith, they're struggling with form. You look at their openers; they don't have a set opening pair. Like maybe McSweeney is going to play. If Josh Inglis comes in, he's not this guy who's played Test cricket at all for Australia. Kabaja is not in great form also, and I think the only guy there who you can be really afraid of at any time is Travis Head. But again, I don't remember the last time he played Test apart from like 2023. So it's been a year off of Test for him also. So I can't sit and just say these guys are in red hot form and
Yeah.
we have to be wary. But the thing for me is more than Indian batsmen, for me it's Indian bowlers. I think if the bowlers get to use the pitches properly into their favor, then I would push India as favorites to win the series. I still think bowling is bigger weakness than batting. I think anyone that comes in will be able to play on the surface better because the pace and the Indian batsmen over time also Rohit Sharma coming in, Gill coming in. I think these guys favor this kind of pitches anyways. I think for me, bowling in terms of our third bowler, who's going to be our third bowler? I still don't have any confidence in that. Can the third bowler come in and do a good job? Is it Harshit Rana? Is it whoever who's going to come in,
I
right?
think it'll be Akashdeep. It looks like it at least. But yeah,
That's
let's see.
that's the thing. I think with this Indian team, you don't know who's going to come in. There's a
Yeah.
lot of rumors everywhere, right? Even if it's Akashdeep playing, can he do the job? I don't know. The thing is, for me, I've never seen these guys play together. The three bowlers, at least. I think that's the game changer because with the problem with Australia, the way they struggled with Pakistan, it's because they had pure pace. You look at the way Harish Rauf was bowling; it was all proper bounces, and he knew how to. And I think, luckily for Pakistan, go back to even the T20 World Cup when we played in Australia. They played so well because it favored them. They knew how to use a pitch well.
Mm.
I think it's the same. I think for Pakistan, them having pure pace bowlers, being able to play with the conditions, that's why Pakistan gets the best out of them. My thing is, can the Indian bowlers do that? I just don't know. For me, with Siraj, I feel like if he was playing in England, I would have more confidence in him in those conditions than in Australia, just for the fact that it's going to be very dry. You're not going to get the swing there as much as you can play with in England. So does he understand the conditions well? Can he be able to bowl well? Bumrah is the only guy you can always go in with confidence, saying, "Okay, yeah, this guy's. We know what we're going to get from Bumrah." Same with Akashdeep. I don't know what we're going to get with him. Same with Nitish Reddy. If these bowlers, if they don't fire up, I think that's where like we
Yeah.
might struggle. So I think that's more important for us. But I would say I would go around like 2-all, maybe 2-1 India.
Yeah. So I mean, no, it does make sense. Like, I'm just to reiterate what Adi is saying. Last 5 Test match series that Australia have played, they've won two. So it's not like they're in red hot form, or it's not like they're coming in with steaming. They haven't played Test cricket in a long time. The last time they played in Australia, they drew to the West Indies. So we know, like, it's not oh my god, I'm scared of this Australian team kind of thing. But yeah, having said that, Rishi, quickly your prediction, bro.
I don't know. For me, it's too close to call. Like I completely agree with what Adi said. Like we have our own set of problems. Australia have their own set of problems. Like even them, like they're moving away from their traditional pitches also. Like Perth, the pictures that are coming out, it's green. Like it's
Yeah,
entirely green. It's not even hard cracks. It's not proper Australian keeper standing at the near the boundary line, slip standing near the boundary line, taking balls above their head. I don't think that's going to be the case. So how is it going to be the traditional Australian
no,
at
it
least
is going
going
to be
into the
hard. It
first
is going to
place?
be quick and bouncy. Like, there is a lot of grass on the wicket, but
But it's gonna like with the amount of grass, it's gonna just skid off the surface. Also, you don't.
it is very hard also. I mean, so there will
Hmm.
be a lot of
But it
bounce.
goes away, right? Grass goes away within
Yeah,
time
and like
also.
apparently the sun has been beating. No, it is hard. So get like you will get a
Hmm.
solid, quick, spicy wicket. So
And
India Australia.
yeah, I feel like Australian bowlers they've always been consistent. They've been playing cricket. They're on top of their game, but at the same time, the batsmen are looking a bit iffy. Like Harris Rauf with his express pace got the better of like the stalwart batsmen. And do we have that? That is again, like Adi said, like I think Bumrah is the only one who gives out and out that level of Harris Rauf level of like challenge. Like will
Yeah,
Harshit Rana give that? Like he's supposed to. Apparently, he is bowling well. He is hitting the deck hard, but again, consistency matters. Like you can't just bowl one good ball and then give one full outside off. Like
that's true.
we Australia have bowlers who can do that. Like, do we have that? Like that is an area where lacking. Like how much can our batsmen adapt to their conditions? Like that is also one more thing. So all being said, I think it's for me it's just too close to call. It's like it can like I think this is one of those games where I think one session can turn the test match on its head. Like one
Yes,
one collapse and then it's completely gonna go. Like I think that can also define the series. Like you see the first game India plays well, the second one we have a collapse that can lead to an Australian like charge. Like it's all hanging in loose threads. Like I think it's too close to call, but I think just because of our lack of experience, I hope I'm proven wrong. I 100% wanted to be proven wrong, but just for the fact that these guys have played enough cricket together, they've all in their better half of their cricketing career, I feel Australia are just going to get away with it. I think they are going to go with a 2-1.
fair enough. I'm
Yeah,
just
bro, one more
gonna go.
thing. I just want
Yeah,
to ask you guys, why isn't Harshdeep Singh been integrated with the test squad? Is there some reason behind it?
I don't know why. I don't know, bro. Actually, I always thought like it would be nice to have a left arm option, especially somebody who can swing the ball like Ashdeep. I've always thought we've needed a left arm seamer, and he would have been that choice. But I don't know, man. For some reason, probably they're just not happy with the pace he has. I guess that's probably one of the
Bro,
reasons. He's not the quickest.
his pace, I think, is pretty much as quick as
I
our
think
Indian
pure
Yeah, he
bowlers.
pace.
bowls in the
He
130s. Like, he's not as quick
he
as like a
moves
Bumrah.
consistently faster than someone like Mukesh Kumar and all, no? And
No,
Akashdeep to be
But Mukesh Kumar can honestly hit a length and bowl.
Bro,
dude.
even
Like
with Mukesh Kumar, I think he can play. That's the thing. I feel like I'm surprised India is not with this. I don't know if it's the coaching, is it the captain, is it the just selection committee? I don't know what it is, but I'm really surprised with them pushing youngsters, especially from IPL, so much over guys. See, that's my problem with like guys like Ishwaran with Mukesh Kumar, if they're ready or not is a secondary thing. I think Gambhir, BCCI, all of them came out saying you have to play the Ranji, you have to perform well in the Ranji, etc., etc. But the guys who are getting debut in the test are the guys who played like your T20s, like Harshit Rana playing. I'm surprised because a guy like Mukesh Kumar who actually puts in his effort in the Ranji Trophy versus Harshit Rana who got his name, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Harshit Rana who got the name through IPL. I think for me it's weird because even with Ishwaran, like he's a guy who performed in the Ranji consistently well. Like I seriously, for me, it's more like why haven't they not pushed him and given him a chance? Because they always come out with the stance of you have to play Ranji, you have to play well, for
No, but
certain players.
Harshit Rana has apparently done well for Delhi. So like he has done well apparently. I know I haven't watched him, but
What is
I
up?
don't know. Apparently, as in like the reports say that he's done well, and like
But for me, it's like
Danish are saying
we
he's
know
done well.
what
I haven't
Mukesh
watched him.
Kumar can do. The thing is with Mukesh Kumar, we know what he can do. I think
No, but
he's
I've
had
never seen Harshit Rana in red ball cricket, so I have no idea. There's like nothing.
exactly what I'm saying. My point is, guys like Mukesh Kumar who perform, bro. Mukesh Kumar's performed well in domestic cricket for a long time. He's performed well in Test, even against India versus Australia. The A teams, he performed well. I think he was bowling beautifully.
Yeah, he was
The
bowling
point
well.
is, Harshit Rana again. We spoke of this before. If Harshit Rana was supposed to be in the squad, why didn't he not go and ball in Australia versus India A series? Like he didn't play any of the two Test games. The thing is, what like I still don't get this situation. With India, I think we have enough bowlers to be playing, but it's weird where we're having a conversation of will it be Nitish Kumar or you
Mm.
know Harshit Rana instead of the bowlers who we already have. I think bowlers like Mukesh Kumar, who's played before for India, needs to be up there. Like, if we don't have Shami, we know it's like with Australia, they know if they don't have, for example, Hazelwood Stark, Boland comes in. I think we need to have that. With Test, I think you need to have that. With T20, I feel like you can always shuffle. With ODI, I think you can shuffle. But when it comes to Test, I think you need to have that because previously under Virat, we knew it if for example Umesh Yadav wouldn't come in, it would most likely be Ishan Sharma. Like we knew who would come in if it was not for one guy. And
Mm.
even with the batting lineup, we knew if it was not, for example, any opener, it would be someone like KL or Mayank Agarwal. It was like very set in stone, and these guys were like well knit for the entire time. I think that's something we're missing with this squad overall. Even you know, in the Indian test when we were playing, in against New Zealand, it was very like who will come in? Is it Sarfaraz? Is it someone else? Is it someone else? One year.
I
I mean, what at the beginning of the year, I think Dhruv Jurel did a good job, but I don't think he's been given a fair chance to play anyways. It's just like a lot of weird things.
I think this series will answer a lot of those questions, especially from a bowling perspective. So it'll be interesting. I think Mukesh Kumar too, like, should be given a chance because just based on what I've seen, now I don't know what the management is seeing or like what they're considering. But yeah, I am hoping like we get a lot of answers, and the first step to that is obviously
But
bowling.
who do you guys would push this over? Do you think it's more of the captain or the coaches where they're like? I feel like if this was under Virat, we
Bro,
would
I
have a
don't
clear
even. I
structure.
think neither of them will play. Like, I think the three seamers are uh, Mohammad Siraj, Jasprit Bumrah, and Akash Deep. I don't even think there's a
I
question for
think
anybody.
one of Nitish, during the series, in Akash Deep, he doesn't perform well. I think someone like Harshit Rana will end up coming.
Yeah, maybe, but like I still think yeah, Nitish Reddy will play. I think at some point they will play a fourth seamer who can bat, or he might start off also. But the
But
three
I still think
seamers,
player like Mukesh Kumar deserves a better chance.
I agree. I think he deserves a chance to. But I think the top three seamers that India have right now are, and I think they will play are Akashdeep, Siraj, and Bumrah. I
But
don't think.
see the thing with that's the thing. But with Siraj and Akashdeep, I don't know if they can do it. You know what I mean? For
See,
example,
bro, Akashdeep, whenever he's played for India, he's looked good in red ball cricket. And that is bowling in India. Bowling in
Yeah,
I
India,
think
he
he's
looks very
the
good.
thing with Akashdeep. I think he's good in the beginning, but as the test goes on, I think he struggles. That's the thing with me and Akashdeep. Like I think overall he is a good bowler in the beginning spells, but over time I think he also loses consistency, and that's the same with Siraj. I think that's the thing, bro. In India, you're gonna perform. In India, when you're bowling, in the red ball, it's different versus Australia because in Australia you have to ball a lot, like
Yeah,
in the heat.
I
I
think,
still think it's a
dude,
different.
it's also like new conditions for him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he performs. That's the thing. I don't want to say anything about any of these guys right now because you haven't seen them in these conditions. Like we don't know how they're going to perform. Like we just don't, bro. For the longest time, until I saw Siraj in England, I was like, bro, this guy can't bowl in England. Bro, just please don't give Siraj the ball in England. But he did a decent job. So that's the thing, right? Like until you see
But
them
Siraj
bowling
has
in the
played. The thing with Siraj, he's played in Australia before,
no,
and
I'm
the
talking
thing.
about just giving that bowler the opportunity to play in that country. So until Siraj, for example, played in Australia or played in England, you didn't know how he performed. So my thing is, yeah, once Akashdeep plays in Australia or once a Mukesh Kumar plays in Australia, you have a fair idea of how they can actually perform, and then you can take calls.
To be
But
fair, in both the games, I think Mukesh Kumar was our best bowler, like
I
by
agree.
quite a
I
distance.
agree. I agree. Yeah.
No, my question, dude. You
Akashdeep
know what
did
I'm
play
trying to
well.
say. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like the fourth option right now is not Mukesh Kumar. It is someone else. That the point is,
I
Mukesh Kumar
agree.
played the test. But the conversation we have having right now is like, is it Nitish Kumar or is
I
it
think,
Harshit
bro,
Rana?
I think the fourth seamer is Prasidh Krishna. I don't even think like it's Harshit. Again, I don't think it's Harshit Rana.
I
I
fourth
don't know.
seamer, I think
I
it is
think
Harshit.
it is.
I just feel like it is Harshit.
You want or you think is more likely to
No,
play?
I think from a management perspective, they're probably looking at Prasidh Krishna for the height. But again, all these questions, it'll be answered, bro. I think it's again, like you said, there's a lot of shit that's like in the air. Like we just don't know what is gonna happen, right? Like a lot of stuff that's in the air. So yeah, we will know. We'll know soon enough, I guess. So yeah, guys, India versus Australia, Perth first test tomorrow. I mean, for me, it's tomorrow night, tomorrow, but like it's Friday morning for most people. So yeah, we can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Please like and share the video, subscribe to Sports Kabri, and we'll see you soon after day one. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you after day one.